Some men look confident, until life stops clapping for them. That is when the truth appears. Not when the room respects you. Not when she replies fast. Not when money is coming in. Not when your body looks good. Real confidence shows up when nobody is validating you, and you still do not collapse. Because most people do not lack confidence. They lack emotional control. They feel strong when life is easy. Then one rejection happens. One insult. One failure. One person ignores them. And suddenly, their entire identity starts shaking. That is not confidence. That is dependency wearing a nice outfit. And this is where becoming extremely confident begins. Not with louder talking. Not with pretending you do not care. Not with acting cold. It begins with one uncomfortable decision. You stop letting the outside world decide how you feel about yourself. That sounds simple. But watch how most people live. A man wakes up motivated. Then someone leaves him on scene. His mood drops. He goes to the gym feeling strong. Then he compares himself to someone bigger. His confidence disappears. He posts something online. If it gets attention, he feels valuable. If it does not, he questions himself. He says he wants peace. But every day, he hands the remote control of his mind to people who barely know him. And then he wonders why he feels weak. Confidence is not something you chase. Confidence is what remains when you stop betraying yourself. And the first betrayal is this: you keep negotiating with your own standards. You say you will wake up early. Then you don't. You say you will stop replying emotionally. Then you send the long paragraph. You say you will focus on your future. Then you waste 3 hours checking who viewed your story. Every broken promise teaches your mind one quiet lesson. I cannot trust myself, and a man who does not trust himself cannot feel truly confident. He can fake it. He can dress well. He can speak loudly. He can act mysterious. But deep down, he knows. He is not in control. And people feel that. Not always consciously. But they feel it. They feel when your energy is asking for approval. They feel when your silence is not peace, but fear. They feel when your confidence depends on winning the moment. This is why discipline creates confidence. Because every time you do what you said you would do, your self-respect grows. Quietly. No applause. No announcement. No one may even notice. But your mind notices. You start walking differently. Not because you are trying to impress anyone, but because you are no longer disappointed in yourself. That is a different kind of power. Most men try to become confident by adding something. More money. More muscle. More status. More attention. Those things can help. But they cannot save a weak inner foundation. Because if your confidence comes only from having more, then the moment you lose something, you lose yourself. Extreme confidence is built by subtraction. Subtract the need to explain yourself to everyone. Subtract the habit of reacting to every emotion. Subtract the addiction to being liked. Subtract the fear of being misunderstood. And suddenly, something stronger appears. Calm. The kind of calm that makes people look twice. Because calm confidence is rare. Anyone can be loud. Anyone can brag. Anyone can act dominant. But a man who stays steady when he could easily react, that gets noticed. In relationships, this matters more than most men realize. Many emotionally mature people feel safe around someone who is emotionally stable. Not perfect. Stable. Someone who can hear criticism without breaking. Someone who can disagree without attacking. Someone who can be hurt without becoming cruel. Someone who can walk away without needing revenge. That kind of confidence does not scream. It does not beg. It does not perform. It simply stands there. And here is the part most people miss. Confidence is not believing you will never fail. Confidence is knowing failure will not destroy your identity. A weak mind says, if I fail, I am finished. A disciplined mind says, if I fail, I learn where I am weak. That shift changes everything. Because now rejection is not humiliation. It is information. Now criticism is not an attack. It is feedback. Now loneliness is not a punishment. It is training. Now silence from someone else is not proof that you are worthless. It is proof that you need to return to yourself. This is how emotional control builds masculine confidence. You stop reacting to every internal storm. You feel jealousy, but you do not act insecure. You feel anger, but you do not lose your dignity. You feel attraction, but you do not abandon your purpose. You feel fear, but you still move. That is confidence. Not the absence of fear. The refusal to be ruled by it. Think about the most confident man in the room. He usually is not trying to prove he is confident. He does not need to dominate every conversation. He does not panic when someone disagrees. He does not chase respect by demanding it. He moves like a man who has already had private battles with himself. And won enough of them to stop needing public validation. That is why self-control is attractive. Because self-control communicates strength without words. It says, I can handle myself, and when a man can handle himself, people naturally trust his presence more. But there is a trap. Some men confuse confidence with emotional numbness. They think becoming confident means caring less. Being cold. Ignoring everyone. Never showing feelings. That is not confidence. That is fear with better posture. Real confidence can care deeply without becoming desperate. It can love without losing direction. It can desire without chasing. It can be kind without being weak. It can walk away without hatred. That is rare. And rare things carry value. So how do you become extremely confident? You stop trying to feel confident first. You act with discipline before the feeling arrives. You go to the gym when your mind says skip. You keep your word when nobody checks. You speak honestly when silence would protect your ego. You leave what disrespects you even when part of you wants to stay. You build proof. Daily proof. Small proof. Private proof. Because your brain does not believe speeches. It believes evidence. Every disciplined action becomes evidence. Every controlled reaction becomes evidence. Every boundary becomes evidence. Every hour of focus becomes evidence. Then one day, you stop asking, am I confident? Because you can feel it. Not as excitement. Not as hype. As quiet certainty. You know you can survive embarrassment. You know you can handle rejection. You know you can rebuild after failure. You know you do not need to beg for a place in anyone's life. That changes your face. It changes your voice. It changes your decisions. And the world responds differently to a man who no longer needs permission to respect himself. But understand this. Extreme confidence is not walking into every room thinking you are better than everyone. It is walking in without needing to compare. Comparison is insecurity looking for a target. A confident man can admire another man without feeling smaller. He can see someone winning without feeling attacked. He can learn without feeling inferior. Because his identity is not built on being above people. It is built on becoming solid within himself. That is leadership. Not control over others. Control over yourself. And when you master yourself, your presence becomes heavier. Not aggressive. Grounded. People listen differently. Opportunities feel different. Relationships feel different. Even your own silence feels different. Because now silence is not emptiness. It is strength resting. And here is the final shift. You do not become confident by waiting until life stops testing you. Life will keep testing you. People will misunderstand you. Some will reject you. Some will leave. Some will doubt you. Some will laugh before they respect you. Let them. Your job is not to control their reaction. Your job is to become the kind of man whose self-respect does not depend on their reaction. Because the most confident man is not the one everyone praises. It is the one who can lose applause, and still not lose himself.